Happy to have you aboard here for the Really Big Barbecue Show.
Boing. We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead, and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the Charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
Now listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
All right, now we are into the second hour. It's going to be very quick. Once again, not sure exactly what happened at the tail end of the Noah Glanville origin story there, but we got through 97, 98% of it. I appreciate him being so candid and so open about growing up. Obviously, the military experience was something I didn't know delved that deep, and he was certainly open to sharing that, which I certainly appreciate. So pitbarrelcooker.com, the website. We thank Noah Glanville for joining me in the first hour, an epic origin story. So if you're listening now here on Thursday and you missed the first hour somewhere in the podcast, make sure you go back and listen to the Noah Glanville origin story. Still to come on the show this evening, the Embedded Correspondents. As we close out 2022, we say good evening to everybody watching tonight through one of the streaming platforms of video, Facebook and Twitch/BBQ Central Show. You can also watch over on YouTube, which is /RD Rempe. Results of the poll currently, 91% of you say you're doing something totally different for New Year's Eve, and 9% of you are saying that you're going to do some type of pork and sauerkraut. We traditionally do some kind of pork or sauerkraut, but I'm also lobbying for spaghetti and meatballs. Why not? Let's throw it all to the wind this time around. I mean, how much luck have we really had over the last number of years that we've had pork and sauerkraut in this house? Not a lot. Not a lot. Also, we say good evening to those folks that are using the audio streaming platform Clubhouse. So as I say each and every week, if you'd rather hear us and not see us, that's the way to do it. Go download the Clubhouse app and you can get involved in the audio, which is also how we will use it for the next segment when we do the 100% surety questions. So if you would like to take part in that, jump over to the Clubhouse room there, and I will start inviting folks up. Coming up on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less this Friday, episode 262, taking you back to January 5th, 2016. They say, and I fully agree, that he's one of the best competitors to ever do competition barbecue. That, of course, being Travis Clark of the Clark Crew Barbecue team. He is featured on the upcoming episode Friday. This was an interview that saw me talking to Travis about the 2015 Team of the Year win, but up front, we cover a lot of background on him, how he actually got into the competition barbecue scene, what really launched him into it, and then we rolled into what he was working on in the 2014 offseason to prepare him for the 2015 season, which, of course, he eventually won Team of the Year in. One of the things that I thought was particularly interesting during this conversation was his full admittance of being consistently inconsistent when it came to brisket in 2014. Sometimes he would use choice. Sometimes he would use prime or certified Angus if he saw one that he looked like it was good for him to buy. Sometimes he would buy Snake River Farms for the big events. But not dialing in a program ended up earning him 114th or 117th overall in brisket in 2014. For the brisket Team of the Year race. So he knew he had to dial that in, and to his credit, he did. It's a great listen, legendary competitor to be sure, and now a very successful barbecue restaurant owner as well. All right. Well, let's get ready for the Embedded Correspondents segment. Had a number of other things to get to, but not going to happen. We'll save it for next year. How about that? I said it. Lame joke executed. Before we get to the Embedded Correspondents, I'm talking to you about Green Mountain Grill, some of the best pellet cookers out there on the market today. Choice line and a prime line. Choice line for those that want to save a couple $100, who just want a reliable, better than entry-level cooker so you can put a lot of meat on. Choice line is the one for you. If you don't care about saving some money, you want a little bit more of a robust build on the chassis, you want all the other bells and whistles that a lot of these other cookers have, prime line, that's the one you're going to want to take a look at. 2 internal meat probes. You have a Wi-Fi connection. You have the ability to download an app and control the cooker all through the app. You never even have to get out of your chair if you don't want to raise or lower temperatures. You can create custom cook cycles, all that stuff. Turn it on, turn it off. Doesn't matter. You do it all right from the app. Only sold through dealers, so find one near you. GreenMountainGrills.com. That's GreenMountainGrills.com. And you can check out all of the different sizes and all of the different features and benefits and accessories, because the dealer should have a lot of accessories too. Might I recommend the pizza oven insert? Of course. GreenMountainGrills.com is the place to go for your next pellet cooker. And we'll be back with the Embedded Correspondents right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
And as luck would have it, this portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet. Currently available in 3 sizes with a host of accessories, whether you're a beginner or professional, it doesn't matter. Definitely a cooker you want to add to the arsenal. Visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. And, as luck would also have it, it's time for the very last Embedded Correspondence segment of 2022. So we welcome in the Embedded Correspondents. Doug Scheiding, longest running EC from Texas, right there to the right. Below me directly is John Solberg from Michigan, but I believe he might be punching out and punching back in because he's held that pose for longer than naturally possible.
Check and test.
Are you there, John?
I'm there, but I seem to be having a camera problem.
Well, your camera, you got a mic problem. You got a whole bunch of problems there right now. So you go ahead and work on that, and we'll figure it out here. And then, of course, caddy corner to the right from me is none other than the great Embedded Correspondent from the city of Utah, Rusty Monson, Salt City Barbecue Pitmaster, competition team, and trailer, of course. So, number of things to get to here, gents, but I have some housekeeping that I told Doug to make sure that he keeps me on task for, but I see it. I proportioned it right here in the outline. So before we get going, I have to come clean on something. Okay, hold on a second. What is that? Is that you, Doug? Do you hear that?
I don't think so.
No? All right. Is that John? I hear a TV in the background. Somebody have a TV on? No?
I don't hear anything at all. Certainly not me because I was on mute the whole time.
Hold on.
I don't hear anything either.
Hold on.
And I'm on mute.
Interesting. All right, now it's all gone. So we've done it successfully. Look, I got to come clean with something. So for Christmas Day, our pal, John Solberg, gifted me a very nice rib roast from our pal Kevin Green over at the butcher shop, and I cooked it up. Now, little different process for me because we have one oven in the house, and I like to do the prime rib this time around through the oven in its traditional roasted sense. I know some folks like to do the reverse sear, this and that, but we had some other things that had to go in the oven as well. So I put it in the bag and seasoned it up with some double secret steak rub and cash cow and plopped it in the sous vide machine right around noon 30. and I text John, and I said, John, how long do you think this thing's got to go in the sous vide machine at 130 degrees? He said 6 hours. I was like, oh, shit. At the time, we had boyfriends at the house and all this stuff. Look, this is a long way for me to go to just state the painfully obvious. I posted pictures of it coming out of the oven, and after I got the sear on it, when I jacked up the temperature, it looked delicious. I don't know if any of you guys saw it or not. But Curtis Rogers, a fan of mine on Instagram, asked me a question, something I didn't even think about, which was the following. Hey, Rempy, did you use a mayo binder on that?
Get that free stuff out of here.
Not only no, it didn't even cross my mind for 1 second.
Get that free stuff out of here.
I feel like the live fire industry's biggest charlatan is somebody who brought the mayo binder trend to TikTok and Instagram and had it out with Dick Paste in a very verbal confrontation, mostly me on top of him on my show, and then hammering it home on Instagram and TikTok for me to not even think to use my very own trending thing on social media has made me question my very validity of hosting this show. And again, I use the term charlatan with conviction, with truth, and I'm not just trying to grab BS here. I am ashamed as a live fire human, as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a friend to all of the embedded correspondents. I feel like I should turn most of you free and let you find some other show to be on, for how could I possibly extend into 2023 after such charlatan-esque behavior? No mayo binder as a brisket, and it never even crossed my mind. I now open the floor to you, John, for a verbal lambasting if you should see fit to give me one.
I missed the entire I don't know why. You bastard.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
What the heck were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking. That's the problem. Rusty, let me have it.
I don't know, man. I mean, that was your thing. You thought, and it all came down to this. You were posting pictures for the first time. Right. This was your time to shine. This is the moment you built up for. This is all your work. This is all the work built up to this. This was your Super Bowl, and you were basically the Seahawks not running the ball with Marshawn Lynch and getting intercepted.
I blew it. Doug, give it to me.
Okay, I have one possible explanation. Did you actually sous vide it for 5 hours?
Yes.
Okay, well then you wouldn't use mayo because it's going to be slimy. It won't cook off in the last 30 minutes that you put a sear on it. So that is the explanation.
Thank God. Curtis, leave me alone on Instagram. You're a bully. You're a bully. How dare you question me? I know what I'm doing. I was just waiting for somebody to point it out and save my bacon. No pun intended. So that's number one. Number two, we have another piece of business. And might I say, much to the chagrin, or to be chagrin, of the embedded correspondents.
A Barbecue Central Show exclusive news update.
Greg Rempe reporting from the breaking news desk here in Cleveland, Ohio, the city that breaks the most live fire breaking news as it breaks across the country, nay, the globe. And not until 6 p.m. Eastern did this even pop its head up. It was over. It was done with. It was gone. Never to be seen or heard from again. However, gang, gear up for season 4 of Barbecue Central Show's American Idol. I didn't want to do it. But in sound checking with Rusty's looking for a pistol. We're going to see a snuff show right here online. I was talking with Amber Glanville as we were sound checking for Pit Barrel Cooker, and I was telling her about how I won the most recent edition. Well, Amber happens to be, or fancies herself to be, quite a singer. So nonchalantly, Doug, are you eating an arsenic embedded biscuit to off yourself? I said, well,
yeah, if I don't make it through the show, apologize.
I said, if you come on as our guest singer, I will revive the show. Of course, thinking she would immediately, like, who's going to say yes? I have no idea. And she jumped on it in 1 second. She's like, book it. I am absolutely going to do it. I was like, curses. Well, here I've ponied it up. I've trotted this horse out of the stable, and now we got to ride it. So, gang, I hate to say it. I'm not sure. Tom Dickey weighing in on Instant Chat. No, Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. You're a bastard. Shame on you. The lines are coming in fast and furious. But I say before the year ends, it's going to be 5 of us. Some of us are going to be battling to get back to the finals. Some of us are going to be battling to defend championships. Some of us, named Doug, are going to be trying to get into the second round for the first time. But start second time. Sorry. That's right. Jesse's girl was awesome. So start building a mental catalog. Start getting stuff in the can now. She's fully up to speed on what the rules are going to be like. But we're going to have a live singing live fire celebrity in our midst. It's not just going to be Doug and John, Rusty, and me. There's going to be co-founder of Pit Barrel Cooker, Amber Glanville, who will test her mettle against our singing savvy. And I know everybody's very, very excited about that. I'm not even going to go around and ask for opinion because everybody's 100% happy. I can see the look on your faces, no doubt about it. So, all right, let's get to the 100% Assurity Picks because that's what everybody's waiting for. I'm going to invite Robert Salazar on stage, and we'll see if we have him here. Robert, you there? Nope. Why would it work? I don't know. However, we do have our embedded correspondents ready to do Assurity. Robert, if you can hear me and you want to jump on, make sure that you're... hold on. See ya. Yeah. Go. Robert, are you there? That's so weird. I tested all this before the show. His hand is up. Let's go to question number 1, shall we? Why not? Douglas, 100% yes or 100% no. Prime rib is the official meat for Christmas.
Damn straight yes.
Yes. Doug, is your mic on? Tap your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn straight yes.
Tap your mic.
I was on mute.
No. Tap your mic. Do what I'm telling you. It's not on. It's 100% not on.
Yeah, it is. I can hear it.
It's not on. Rusty, 100% yes or 100% no. Prime rib is the official meat of Christmas.
It's ham. Fuck no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Now hold on a sec. Rusty, tap your mic.
Oh, are you serious?
Your mic isn't on either. What the hell is going on here?
I can hear it. I can
hear mine too.
I mean, it's not.
I got little lines popping up when I talk. Yeah.
How can it not be coming through my board?
I don't know.
I can hear my mic on when I tap it.
That's weird. All right. Well, I mean, it's not coming through here, but whatever. John Solberg, 100% yes or 100% no. Prime rib, the official meat for Christmas.
100% yes. Save that ham for Easter.
It's lamb for Easter. Come on.
Robert, are you there? Oh, no? Okay. Hey, let's try this. Guy, are you there? All right. He was there a second ago. Guy, you there? Still no guy. I got an idea. Watch this. I'm going to change the game. Guy, you there? I changed the game. Guy, you there? No. It's bizarre. I don't understand. Anyway. For me, 100% yes or 100% no. Prime rib, the official meat of Christmas, 100% yes. Yes.
Sweet.
It's delicious. And it's not just because John sent me one. I eat it every year, and it's delicious. That's what I grew up on, and it is 100% delicious. All right, we'll go to question number 2 now. And just for fun, let me see where we're at here. Yeah, no, we're there. And what about here? Yes. Okay. Rusty! 100% yes or 100% no. You are interested in trying the faux meat products as they come out.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Doug? Yes or no?
No way.
Oh.
Get that free stuff out of here.
A no for Doug. All right, we'll go to John Solberg. 100% yes or 100% no. You are interested in trying the faux meat products as they come out.
Absolutely yes.
You're a proselytizer of the meat alternatives, I think. The plant-based meat alternatives.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's not going away. It's only going to evolve. It's going to change, but it's not going away.
All right, so yes for John. 100% yes or 100% no for me? Yeah, I like to keep my finger on the pulse. Even though it's not meat per se, I'd like to keep my finger on the pulse. Guy, are you there? No. All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly what the hell's happening over in Clubhouse, but that's why Sam, the cooking guy, berates me for using it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. John, 100% yes or 100% no. You agree that the smoke profile that most pellet cookers put out is underwhelming.
I 100% agree.
All right. I did a really good job this month at not making the double negative questions, so I have to ask them again. Doug, 100% yes or 100% no. You agree that the smoke profile most pellet cookers put out is underwhelming?
I don't have a lot of experience with other pellet cookers, so I'm going to say no.
Oh. All right.
Get that free stuff out of here.
Rusty, yes or no?
I just put this to the test yesterday and 100% yes.
Oh. Now, I have a multitude of different pellet cookers. I do not have any hybrid cookers, which do not fall under the pellet cooker category because they're hybrid cookers. And for me, 100% yes or 100% no, do I find that the smoke profile that most pellet cookers put out is underwhelming? No. I don't. I am not a huge smoke fan. Now, to live in hypocrisy, which is the city I founded and currently run, when I had my Lang offset, I loved the flavor that the Lang put out. However, I wouldn't say that was a better smoke flavor, but I wouldn't say it was heavy on the palate or overwhelming, or because I knew how to run the fire the best way possible. But I'm not a huge smoke fan, so I find that what the pellet cooker puts out agrees with me. It also happens to agree with the women in the family, which I am widely outnumbered by. John, let me circle back to you. Are you a smoke fan?
Not super heavy smoke. No, I'm. In matter of fact, even certain smoke profiles bother me. Like the drums are almost to the edge of offensive to me with that, because there's a lot of a different type of smoke. So, no, I'm not. I can't say I am a smoke eater.
All right, Rusty, are you a smoke eater?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes,
love it.
All right, Doug, are you a smoke eater?
No, I'm not. And yeah, I think the pellet cookers, you just have to smoke them a little longer to get the smoke flavor that you want.
All right. I believe I'm hearing Guy. Guy, are you there? Oh, hold on. You're on mute. Guy, are you there?
No.
Did you say something?
No, it's me, Joe.
Joe Martinez.
That's me.
Holy moly! I didn't even know you were here. Usually, your mic never works. on Clubhouse.
It works.
Wow, look
I
at you.
saved it for the last show of the year.
All right. Well, congratulations. Welcome aboard. By the way, everybody go watch Joe's latest video on his YouTube channel where him and his daughter make French bread pizzas on the Yoder, which look delicious. And 211,000 YouTube subscribers. So Joe's a budding YouTube sensation as well. Joe, are you a smoke eater?
I am a smoke eater.
Yes.
Big time.
So would you say 100% yes or 100% no that the smoke profile that most pellet cookers put out is underwhelming?
I say for most pellet smokers, yes.
Yes. All right.
Not
for the Yoder.
The higher end ones don't have that issue.
Yeah. Let me circle back to you since we have you. 100% yes or 100% no. Prime rib, the official meat of Christmas?
Absolutely.
All right. And are you interested in trying the faux meat products as they come out? For instance, Beyond or Impossible?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Now we're all caught up. Smokin' Joe Martinez is joining us here from the studio audience. All right, we'll go back to, let's start with you, Joe, since you're up here. 100% yes or 100% no. Competition barbecue will continue its slide and not in a positive way next year.
I think it will.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. It will, yes. That's a yes. Oh, my God. It's a tragic segment here, one for the ages. Doug, 100% yes or 100% no. Competition barbecue will continue its slide and not in a positive way next year.
Yes, it will continue its slide.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling we have a potential majority in this question. John, yes or no?
It will continue to slide. Yes.
Mr. Positive, yes or no?
I don't think so, man. I think it'll crest right about here.
Well, in a strange turn of fate and positivity, your humble host agrees with Rusty. I think 2023 is going to start trending back up. By the way, I have no real statistical data to prove that other than I think that's what is going to happen. I feel it. So we'll see if 2023 is a trend up in competition barbecue. Last question here, boys. Doug! 100% yes or 100% no. World Food Championships will gain the notoriety it once had 3 years ago.
I'm going to say no, but if he goes overseas, possible. But
okay, well, you can't pussyfoot around. It's yes or no.
No.
All right. Say it like a man. You can act like a man. Rusty, 100% yes or 100% no. World Food Championships will regain the notoriety it had 3 years ago.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so.
Get that freak stuff out of here.
Smokin' Joe, yes or no?
100% no.
Oh. Yikes.
Get that freak stuff out of here.
We go to the man who knows everything. From Michigan, John Solberg, 100% yes or 100% no. World Food Championships will regain the notoriety it once had 3 years ago.
The shark has been jumped. 100% no.
Wow.
Get that freak stuff out of here.
Well, we're on tap for an unanimous agreement, 100% yes or 100% no. For me, I'm going to buck the trend. Wait. Yeah, it will. 100% yes, it will regain the notoriety it once had. And I will go ahead and raise the pot, gentlemen. It will be the most popular it has ever been in 2023 out of its 10 years of current existence. Everybody's going to know about it. Everybody's going to want in on it. And I buy in 100% to Mike McLeod's urgency to make it bigger here in the States and make it a true World Food Championships. So we'll see next year at this time, because we'll all remember what I said, to see if I was right or if I was wrong to buck this trend. Joe, thank you for coming on this evening. Anything you'd like to plug before I let you go?
Obviously, you've plugged my YouTube channel, but just want to wish everybody a happy New Year and cook another prime rib.
All right, another prime rib. There he is. Smokin' Joe. From Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue. He's got a food trailer out in Texas. I gave him the opportunity to go ahead and plug it, but I guess not. All right, guys, stand by as I do one more piece of business here, and then we'll come back and talk about the 2023 trend. What the fuck is going on here today? It's a nightmare. Hey, in 4 days, it's going to be New Year's Eve. The day after that, it's going to be New Year's. And then, you know what you're going to say? Well, I'm going to lose all the weight. Oh, yeah? Well, take it from a guy who's 24 weeks in, not fat, but said, I'm going to need a little assistance in doing this, little accountability. I want somebody to not hold my hand, but somebody that can help me develop a food strategy, somebody that can help me do a weight strategy, and help me accomplish my goals. Well, that's where my pal David McDowell came into play. So the website, of course, is davidleans.com/BBQ. That's davidleans.com/BBQ. So through the past week and a half, constant contact on what am I going to be eating? What's the weekend going to look like? We're going to be doing a lot more of that this coming weekend, too, because as we talked about when David was on the show, this specific time of the year, it's almost like it's setting you up to fail right out of the gate. It's gluttony. It's no self-control. It's eat anything and everything for a month straight. And then you're expected, because the year changes, to just go ahead and snap to. Have a lifestyle that you can retreat back to? I don't think so. That's where a guy like David can be in your corner. And really, for a minimal investment every month in your health, in your well-being, so your family can have you around longer. Maybe they don't want that, but you should want that. davidleans.com/BBQ. That's davidleans.com/BBQ. Sign up, ask him the questions. He'll meet you where you're at, and you'll be off and running. We are back with the Embedded Correspondents right after this. Stick around.
Let's get back to a guy who has more experience giving you his opinion than he actually has cooking. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. The Embedded Correspondents are with me in tow. Doug Scheiding's right there to the next of me, and below me is John Solberg from Michigan, and Rusty Monson's down there in the bottom right corner as you are looking at him from Utah. So we have some other topics for discussion here as we get through the rest of the last show here in 2022. Rusty, we'll start with you. Best gift given, and received.
Best gift gave and or received. I guess a gift. We gave out money to people randomly this year, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then we did food for people too, so I thought that was pretty neat.
You just walk up to randos and gave them cash?
Yeah, if we're in like Walmart or Target and stuff like that, we give them $100. We save up, and then at the end of the year, we give out $100 bills randomly.
Yeah,
and that was cool. And then I got a freaking Apple Watch for the 8th time, so I'll probably break this one in about 2.5 weeks and need a new one. But it's great.
All right. Got the Apple Watch, nice little piece of tech there for Rusty Monson. All right, Doug, best gift you gave and best one you got.
Well, y'all are all familiar with the best gift I gave, which was the kitchen shears by Man Kitchen, and the best gift I received were Ariat all-terrain kind of weather boots. So I'm going to use those at cook-offs.
All right, John, best gift you gave and best gift received.
Sorry, there's a cat.
Just pay no attention to that thing. It's not even supposed to be that.
Don't pay attention to the cat.
That's not my cat.
Where was I? best gift I received is anyone who is helping me with my fundraiser this giving season for Meals on Wheels. That was great gifts for me. As far as gave away, I'm not a gift person. I don't have a lot of folks in my life for that. So I'm going to say it's going to be the actual fundraiser itself for Meals on Wheels. Both sides of that coin.
For me, best gift within the immediate family. Ooh, well, it could be the Truff box gift set that I got, a black truff sauce, a white truff sauce, and then truffle oil. Or I thought I was going to get cigars this year, but no cigars. No, I'm a budding enthusiast, but nobody wanted to step out of their comfort zone and take a risk on a box of cigars, so I went without there. I did get a pair of house shoes that I was totally not expecting. And now I'm a proud owner of a pair of house shoes right here. So that's something that I was really happy. Best gift I gave. Next year for the immediate family, I've committed a certain amount of money for a reattempt at the 25th anniversary vacation that we didn't end up going on. We're going to try it again this year, and I've earmarked a certain amount of money for that. So those are best gave and received. All right, Rusty. No, Rusty got a watch, and he gave money. Best food trends of 2022. Rusty, what tripped your trigger this year on food trends?
I try to avoid those things at all costs. I really do. I try not to do it. I try not to pay attention to them. I try not to worry about them. I don't know. So I don't pay attention to food trends. I really don't. They bother the shit out of me. So I avoid them.
You don't even have a favorite one that you tried to avoid?
Does the McRib count because it was its last turn? Does that count?
That's a food trend, no doubt.
That would true. I think probably the
not only McRib because it's its last year. I mean,
sucking.
it's a food trend every year when it comes out. Are you kidding? People are posting videos, and I love McRib. They didn't do it this year, but
yeah.
And you were soured on the McRib this year. That was its own food trend of 2022. Was the souring of the McRib for Rusty?
Yeah, they did it on purpose. They're trying to phase it out and alienate people like me, their biggest fan.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. John, biggest or best food trend of 2022?
I'm still sticking with charcuterie. It's still held high and changed form from boards and started to take on a little. So I'm sticking with meat and cheese and olive things.
All right, Doug, what do you think the best food trend of 2022 was?
Well, I thought about John's smoked Twinkies, but that kind of fell off the board, but so to speak, pun intended. I'm going to say QR codes. I like going to restaurants and getting the menu as soon as I get there. Yeah. So I like QR codes.
All right. For me, food trend of the year, hands down, you can't beat it with a stick, can't whip it with a switch. Smoked cream cheese. It won the year. That was the best one. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but I'm looking at it as an evaluation of food trends of 2022. Nothing shot to the moon quicker. Nothing also fell to the earth faster, 87 hours later after everybody got off it. But when people were on it, they were on that bitch. So that was, to me, the food trend of 2022. What was the worst food trend of 2022? John?
Smoked cream cheese was the worst food trend of 2022. Come on, it's like,
hey, your opinion.
I'm going to be quiet. I'll offend people here with that bullshit.
Doug, worst food trend of 2022.
I had two: meat prices and bacon wrapped Oreos.
Bacon wrapped Oreos were a food trend this year? Ugh. Stevie.
Oh, gosh. Didn't you see them on Instagram?
Stevie.
Yeah.
No, I missed that one. Thank goodness. Rusty, worst food trend of 2022 that you saw?
Easy, McRib. It's the worst.
Wow. Best and worst. Good. For me, worst food trend of 2022. was the worst food trend? I think in the end, because I still don't understand why or where the fascination came from, was these ridiculous boards. Peanut butter and jelly board, Nutella board, and there's a cutting board, and then you're putting shit all over the board. Nacho board, whatever. I don't know why you couldn't just do that on a cookie sheet, maybe for aesthetics. Maybe you never use your cutting board, and this was the reason you were able to get it out of the cabinet and use it, take some Instagram photos. Also, I think this continues to lead us down the path of why the world and the rest of the world hates America, is because we do food trends like this. We're going to rub food in your faces, countries that can't eat, by putting cream cheese and peanut brittle on boards and take pictures of it and put it out there for everybody's social consumption. So I think those weird boards were the worst food trend of 2022. Doug, let's go back to you around here. Who do you think the most influential person in live fire in 2022 was?
Blues Hog Barbecue.
Really? Wow. All right. Any particular reason, or specifically Memphis in May?
Yeah, just the Memphis in May, and they've been on a heck of a streak the last year or two, and what they did at Memphis in May was just phenomenal. You know, three categories, winning all of them. It's just amazing.
John, most influential person in live fire this year?
I'll pull one out of the two because it's people. I got to go with Malcolm and Rachel Reed. Continue to dominate, and I'll pick Malcolm if it's got to get it down to one, but continue to be a strong influence.
The pair, Malcolm, Rochelle Reed, both very strong influences here in the live fire community, no doubt about it. Rusty, who do you think the most influential person in live fire was this year?
Coming from competition is going to be Brad Leininger, so kind of the Blues Hog connection.
Right. Yeah.
Just because he went to the Stratosphere this year.
I'm going to go in left field for this one. You probably don't see it coming. He's a close personal pal of mine, everybody. Michael Simon is the most influential person in live file this year, with Barbecue USA on the Food Network exposing the community to live fire once again. Yet to be seen if it reaches the echelons of Pitmaster, although it's obviously in a second season of filming. Perhaps they've actually already filmed the second season, and now it's going through the cutting and editing process to be seen maybe springtime or summer. Michael has committed to come on the show to promote that when it actually happens, so we'll see how that works. Now that we both follow each other on Twitter, we can direct message each other because I'm a big shot. All right, John, best embedded correspondence segment of 2022.
Well, you're only as good as your last show, so obviously I will pick this one. However, I expect you to stand for that nonsense. So I'm going to go back to our putting in place Hall of Fame. That was September. Was that back in September?
Yes.
Where we put in the guest Hall of Fame? I think that was one of the best shows that I've been able to be part of.
All right, this year. Guest Hall of Fame for John. Rusty, your favorite embedded correspondent this year? Segment.
I think it was the final, and I hate to say this because I don't want to encourage this one bit, but the finals of the Idol, simply because I felt like I had a shot. I feel like I could have done it. I rose from the ashes, and I almost took it down, but I didn't. But it was a good one, I thought.
Doug, the best embedded correspondent segment this year.
I'm in agreement with John. The Hall of Fame. It was a great discussion.
All right.
Filled up the entire program, and it was just in a great class.
In a odd twist of fate, I'm agreeing with Rusty. It was the American Idol finals. I thought the duet was crazy good, and I thought both of us executing live productions on both of our sides, one in Utah, one in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, was great. And the fact that this kind of trends through the previous 3 months too, but having a real live signed lead singer of a real-ass rock band that actually tours and has sold thousands, if not millions, of copies and streams or whatever the hell they do these days. Jose Urquiza from 3 Years Hollow sitting in and giving his opinion on the finals, I thought was some of our best work in 2022. I am partial, of course, to the Guest Hall of Fame as well, but I think when it comes down to it, if I got to split hairs, I'm siding with Rusty here and going with the finals of the American Idol Barbecue Central show. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, much to everybody's chagrin, including mine, there will be a season 4 of American Idol Barbecue Central Show edition. I didn't want to do it, so blame Amber from Pit Barrel Cooker and go from there. That's pitbarrelcooker.com. Best show interview of 2022. Doug?
Second best was the Masterbuilt. The first one, and this is going to surprise some people based on my previous comments, Mike McLeod. Tough questions and straight up answers.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Rusty, your favorite interview of the show in 2022?
More like a series. I like the Malcolm Reed where he breaks down chicken and then breaks down ribs. And
the round table.
Cool.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. John, your favorite interview of 2022?
I got to roll with Doug, Mike McLeod,
Wow.
December the 13th, because that was a Mike McLeod we have never, ever seen on the show before.
F-bombs.
Totally different person. Oh, it really got my attention, and I look forward to 5 years from now because that will be a best moments in 5 years.
Well, I remember doing the due diligence for the 2022 year in review, and halfway through the year, I was shocked at the amount of great interviews. Most of the interviews are great in their own right, but then when you got to start classifying them as greatness over greatness, I had a handful of ones, and I would be lying if I didn't say there is a portion of me that agrees with John and Doug. However, in the final analysis, there is no doubt in my mind that the best interview of 2022 was the John Marcus origin story. To hear his growing up in Ohio, to hear the run-in with Bob Hope, to hear how he then got in the car and drove to New York City to meet up with Bob Hope and make sure that he was able to re-pitch him on jokes. And then the part that stuck with me the most, there was the whole, the father, tussle that he was having where the father didn't believe that he was ever going to be a success. And then he was back home being on the Cosby Show, goes outside for a walk in his neighborhood while the Cosby Show was airing. And every TV show in the neighborhood has the Cosby Show on it as he's walking the streets of the neighborhood was absolutely mind-blowing to me. Not to mention talking about, the Pitmaster shows and, how that changed the whole dynamic of the barbecue industry. The Jeremy Andrus interview was incredible. That was early on in the year, too. That was a front runner. But in the final analysis, to me, it's John Marcus taking it. So great answers there. Last question before we call it a year here, gents. Aside from this show, and you're not going to hurt my feelings if you're going to say nobody else's. And I know Rusty can't say that. I mean, he could, but he won't say that. What other barbecue podcasts do you listen to? And anything is fair game. No rules, just right. John?
I'll be totally honest. All of my podcast listening time is dedicated to the best moments, and I have not listened to any other podcast
That's right.
for the last 5 years.
That's right.
I abandoned every podcast 5 years ago, and happy to do so.
All right. Doug, what other barbecue podcasts are you listening to?
Obviously, the best moments. Listen to it every week. And baseball and barbecue, Pitmasters podcast, and periodically I'll listen to Pit Life Barbecue and grab them in the brisket. And a food podcast that I do listen to and I find humorous is Green Eggs and Dan.
Green Eggs and Dan?
Dan Adut, he's a comedian and he interviews other comedians and other people, other food people. So
Dan Adut.
like Jacques Pequin, he's had on the show and stuff. So some really good interviews.
All right. Rusty, what other barbecue podcasts are you listening to?
I'm a true crime junkie, so I have all my time taken up in true crime. But, so I have a couple other things to listen to. So I listen to very few. I will always listen to the Barbecue Central show. I I do listen to John's, but it is so at the end you're like, damn it! Like,
yes.
What does he say next? It's like so infuriating. I'll listen to that too when I'm in the car, of course, so I can't do anything about it. And then Malcolm Reed's, I'll listen to that all the time. Barbecue Beat with Kevin Sandridge, I'll pop into his, and I'll tune into the Grill Coach every once in a while, but that's about it.
For me, I subscribe to all of the barbecue podcasts that I know that are currently available, and from a very mathematical sense, I listen to all the barbecue podcasts because I want to know what everybody else is talking about, number one. But number two, I want to hear how everybody else sounds. I want to hear how people are hosting. I want to hear their sound quality. I want to hear how they've constructed the show. I want to hear how they run the show. I want to hear if they've researched the guests. I want to hear what kind of questions they ask. I want to know all the underpinnings and inner workings of every barbecue show out there, so I subscribe to all of them. Now, which ones do I actually listen to? I agree with Rusty 100%. I listen to the How to Barbecue Right podcast every time there's a new episode without fail. I listen to the Pitmasters podcast every time there's a new episode without fail, not just because Rusty's on the panel, but because I actually like it. And I've been a fan from way back. I remember contacting Rusty and Anthony a long time ago and saying right out of the gate, you guys have a good sound. You sound good. You sound like you care, aside from actually doing good interviews. So that was number one with me. And then I will listen to Grill Coach podcast, although they're going through some trials and tribulations right now that they're working through. And, I should go without saying that I listen to the best moments every Friday, but I also get an advanced listen as I'm putting those into the podcast feed as well. And I listen to Pit Life Barbecue with Johnny Mags out there in New Hampshire. I find that to be an enjoyable listen. And it's not barbecue related anymore. It's definitely more business related, but Sean Walchef's new Restaurant Influencers podcast, which is now going on a year old, I really enjoy listening to. He's got good sound, and I don't know if it's through his partnership with Entrepreneur or not, but man, oh man, he has gotten some guests over the last handful of months that I could only dream of getting on the show, to the tune of that Rob Drydeck from MTV, who hosts that ridiculous show. Oh, well, it's called Ridiculousness. But he was like a pro skater, or was he a skateboarder? Rusty, do you know that guy I'm talking about on MTV?
I believe so. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
But this guy's worth $1 billion. He's sold a bunch of companies, and then he had Emerald Lagasse on like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Sean is bringing some huge guests onto the show, and it's great to listen to. Great to hear them and his guests in a completely different environment than they would normally be. So if you're not subscribed to Restaurant Influencers, even if you don't own a restaurant, because I don't, they have a lot of great stuff talking about social media, business, and all that fun stuff. So those are some of the podcasts I listen to. But as I said, if you have a barbecue podcast, I subscribe to it, and I definitely check it out. If it sucks, I can tell right away, and I leave it. But otherwise, I might not get to it immediately, but I'm listening to everything that's out there because I want to know what's out there. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up here, guys, and we're doing it in a little bit more of a timely fashion than I thought we would, which is great. So we'll leave time for promotion. Doug, anything you would like to leave us with and or promote here as we end this show and the year of 2022?
Yes, I'm. You won't hear it because it wasn't on your list, but I'm on co-host on the Baseball and Barbecue Show.
You are
interviewing Mike Davis this week.
Never.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Shocking.
When did that happen?
You never listened to it, so you won't know.
Yeah, Len and Jeff and Doug, or Baseball and Barbecue starring Doug Scheiding with your co-hosts Len and Jeff, I think is what we should call it. Rusty, anything you're promoting on the way out of 2022?
Always listen to the Pitmasters podcast. We are taking a little bit of break, but we're coming back big in 2023. Trust me. So go back and get caught up.
John, promotion as we leave 2022.
I'd just like to thank everyone who's helped with the fundraiser for Meals on Wheels over on my Instagram. And I would like to invite anyone who can pop over there to Instagram, make a quick donation. We're about halfway to our goal. Super easy. Just if you can help, it's the giving season. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and of course, I will promote John's Meal on Wheels drive as well. So go ahead and give a few bucks if you can. Gentlemen, as the year closes, I say with peace and love, and thanks
peace
and
and
praise, your patronage to the show each and every month, doing the segments, preparing, getting ready, singing, of course. And I'm looking forward to doing another 12, well, I guess it's technically 24 segments with you next year, if not more for whatever reason. But I humbly thank you for the time, the work, and the effort that you put into the show. It's been a great 2022, and here's to 2023. Thank you. There they are. Doug Scheiding, John Solberg, and Rusty Monson, Texas, Michigan, and the great city of Utah, respectively. And we are ready to go. Before we leave this evening, let me do a little catch up on some reads here. First, let me tell you about Smithfield, sponsoring once again the Committed Cooks program in 2023. Only a few spots left, if there even are spots left. You can find out by visiting smokinwithsmithfield.com. Teams that are picked will receive premium swag kits, coupons, and surprises throughout the season. Once again, spots are limited if they're not already full. You can find out by visiting smokinwithsmithfield.com and by Vortic Watch. Back in the day, watches made to be worn in the pocket, and after World War II, wrist watches came into vogue. The pocket watch quickly became an afterthought, finding their way into sock drawers and scrap heaps. Quite simply, a tragedy. Enter Vortic Watch, helping bridge the gap between America's storied watch manufacturing past and bringing it to the present day, where wristwatches are experiencing a high level of popularity once more. Here's the coolest part. Each watch that Vortic makes is unique and one of a kind. Vortic, founded on the motto that America wasn't assembled, it was built. Check out VorticWatches.com for more information, or pick one that's currently available. We're back to wrap the year right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Whole packers, full racks, legs and thighs, injecting butts. If you've never heard this before, you might think you found the best XXX show ever. Let's get back to the most homoerotic host out there today, Greg Rempe.
All right, we thank the Embedded Correspondents once more. Doug Scheiding from Texas, John Solberg from Michigan, and Rusty Monson of Utah. Make sure you're checking them out at their various social media haunts. Subscribe to Rusty's podcast, the Pitmasters podcast, if you like barbecue podcast, but with a little bit of a different spin, a little bit more competition stuff. They also talk a lot of steak and other stuff. I think that's going to do it. All the way back in the first hour, we spoke with Noah Glanville, the co-owner of Pit Barrel Cookers, pitbarrelcooker.com. Talked about 2022 business prognostications that he nailed. We talk about what he's expecting coming up in 2023, and then we got the origin story of Noah Glanville all the way up until the internet went out somewhere along the line, and that stopped abruptly, so I apologize for that. But up until that point, a great conversation with Noah, and I appreciate his support of the show, the friendship, and his openness as we got through that origin story. Then in the second hour, the Embedded Correspondents, talking about Assurity questions. I came clean on the fact that I didn't even think about putting mayo on my prime rib as a binder. I can't believe it. After I started the mayo binder trend of 2022, all me and nobody else but me. And Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue will vouch for me, as he did a brisket on his YouTube channel, giving me the credit, as he should have, which I appreciate. Then you saw him right here on the panel doing the 100% Assurity questions a little earlier this evening. And then we talked about some of the best of 2022 stuff with the panel of Embedded Correspondents, and then closed it out. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, a great Hanukkah. You're in the middle of Kwanzaa right now as well. If you're celebrating that, I hope you're having a great holiday. Whatever it is you're celebrating or celebrated. And as we press forward to the weekend, I hope everybody has a safe New Year's celebration. I'm too old for any of that nonsense myself. I'll be in bed by 10, 11 o'clock at the latest. But if you're going to be going out and you're going to be imbibing and having a gay old time, make sure that you are being safe. We want you back for January 3rd, where we have a brand new show ready to go with Sam the Cooking Guy and Malcolm Reed and Cal Phelps from NBBQA, just to name a few right off the top of my head. So, September 11th, 2001, I will never forget. I want to thank everybody for listening this year. I certainly appreciate it. And we are locked and loaded for 2023. I am your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
Hello, this is Joe with Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue, and you are listening to The Barbecue Central Show.